Hi everyone, welcome to the Engineer Wannabe YouTube channel. I thought I'd be done chewing by the time it went live, but yeah, went a bit quicker than normal. Hope you all having a good weekend. I'm having a great weekend. Well, yeah, I am. Do you guys notice how crispy I am? Like the camera. Keith said he did not notice. Until I
mean, it
mentioned
looks
something.
great.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think so too. I'm actually, so what I'm doing is I'm trying out the Hey Bobby. I like the name. I like the name. Yeah. So what I was just mentioning was I'm trying out the continuity camera with iPhone. So I have a MacBook Air. I have an iPhone over here, and the continuity camera is so much better than the webcam I normally use. So
hold up a watch. Let's see how it looks.
oh yeah,
What are you wearing today?
on my wrist, which I haven't cleaned, so it's a little smudgy. Is oh, let me go full screen here.
Nice.
Planet Ocean, not the SPGY003.
39.5.
Yes.
39.5. Yep.
It's not too
So,
thick, not too big.
not
Perfect
too
wrist
thick.
size.
Look at that. Not too heavy. I don't need too much triactin.
What's do you know what the weight is on that? Size to your
165.
wrist? Oh, even the smaller one is. Okay.
Yeah. It's not approaching 200 though, so I'm okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Keith, while we're doing wrist checks, what's on your wrist?
My wrist today. I don't have a fancy crispy camera, but I'm wearing my Citizen
Oh yes, on the suede.
on the suede. Yeah, this is a
Okay.
B&R bands, I think is the name of it.
Okay.
But I like wearing dress watches with casual straps, you know.
Yeah, that
Not
looks
too
good.
much of a dressy guy.
You know, that whole thing is overrated. I mean, a lot of people would say that's a dress watch. It's just watch.
Yeah, true. I mean, if you had to define it, I would say it's a dress watch if you had to put it into a
Right.
category.
Yeah. But it's 40 mil. It could be, and it's got 100 meters of water resistance, right? Or 50?
Yeah, I think it's 100 and it's 38. But
Oh, 38, right? Okay, sorry.
but still, it's a big 38. Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't want it any bigger for sure. And even if it was a
Yeah.
little smaller, it'd be okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it works.
Yeah. I'd say it's just a watch.
But like, let's say you're wearing like a soccer jersey. Are you wearing your Grand Seiko with the fancy? I guess it came on a casual strap, that Grand Seiko, right?
Yeah, like a samurai armor strap.
Would you wear it on like an alligator strap with your
I
soccer jersey?
absolutely would.
Okay.
Yep. And I have.
Okay.
With the SPGY003.
Yeah.
Just no longer with us. Hey, Bobby, how are you?
I was just going to say, you know what's not underrated
What's that?
or overrated? It's the SPGY003. That's not overrated. I know that the short stream last week that you had, that should have been like, I would have thrown a red challenge flag right when you said you sold the SPGY. I mean, the whole thing should have been just, we had it like that should be a stream in and of itself.
Well,
but unfortunately I wasn't there.
I was going to suggest to Sanjay, and I never got the chance to put the SPGY003 away for like a month and don't wear it at all, and then wear it and see what you think.
Yeah.
But I don't think you gave it that much time to.
I did.
Oh, you did?
I feel like I did. Because
okay.
When I tried get the precious metal Grand Seiko, so the SPGW264, that's when I kind of put it away after that. And I wore it once during that time between that and February 7th or something. So that was like a month and a half. And yeah.
You know who would I like to interview? Your car's trunk. I want to know the stories of how many times the SPGY003 was in that trunk. Right. Almost avoiding.
A lot of stories to tell there.
Exactly. It's almost like as a kind of as Goodfellas, that trunk there, but But anyway, what I'm wearing here again, some people are loyal to their watches, so this watch will probably not leave the. It's the Snoopy Speedmaster.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people, just letting you know, this watch here,
Right.
it's been there for not as long as Sanjay's owned SPGY 003. Actually, it's only been, I think, nearly 2 years now, but
Yeah.
I'm hoping to have more years for now. So.
But you had the Snoopy one for a long time, right?
Oh yeah. That's been 2015. So 8 years,
Yeah.
8 years. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Smack the SPGY 003 there.
Yeah, so
That's
now that the SPGY 003 is gone, what's the watch you? I mean, I guess you've had Seikos for a long time, so a couple
Mhm.
Seikos. So I was gonna ask, yeah, what watch have you had the longest? But it's gonna be one of those, I guess.
Yeah, one of the ladies,
Mm,
34 mil. The SRP 843.
okay,
SRP 843. That's the the discount snowflake.
okay.
So the Seiko Presage cocktail time snowflake.
how are you liking the Rushidel?
Oh, I love it. I love it. When I took it off the strap that it comes on, and you took the deploying off, and I put it on just a deluxe strap that I have, it it weighs less than 50 grams, and it feels even thinner than it does already. So yeah, it honestly, like, I know I was joking when I said on Tuesday night it feels like a Calatrava, but I was even like, after I did that, I was just like, oh, seriously, Calatrava. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I wore it to detailing in a couple of days. So
Wow.
yeah. Well, let's say hi to everyone in the chat here. We got James. Good to see you. Live from Canadia here. Bill K, how's it going? We got Chaz here. And we got Underachieving Watch Collector. Yeah, I never should have sold it, but it is back. Bruno, good to see you. Let's see. You got Kevin S. We got Waben. We got Marcus F. How's it going? A Pale Horse is here. Hey, Marcus G is here as well. Hey, Canadian Watch Monkey is here. Ken Spear, I don't think I said hi to you. Hello, hello. Sympathy for the Bezel. Hello, sir. EP, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Stefan, how's it going? We're in the ceramic tutor. Very nice. Let us know what's on your wrist, guys. Goldilocks Omega says Underachieving Watch Collector. Canadian Watch Monkeys wearing the Seiko Blue Mo Gen 1. Very nice. Marine Master 300 on Sympathy for the Bezel's wrist. Hey, Walter, good to see you. Hey, Steve, how's it going? Peter, good to see you. Ken Spear is wearing 2 vintage Boulevards. Very cool. 50s and from the 60s. UWC is wearing a 39mm Explorer. Very cool. Mission to Mars on Marcus F's wrist. That's the one, Bobby K. You don't have it, right? You want it though.
Yeah, but I have the Alaska project, the
Yeah.
original, like the. So I do want the other one just to have a set. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Chaz is wearing the SBBN 027 tuna, I'm guessing. Miss Cal, what's the luck to luck on the Omega? Can't quite remember. 40, I want to say 44, but I will have to get back to you on that one. Marcus is wearing the silver Sanjay too. There you go. Marcus actually swooped in and picked up my my Speedmasters that I traded.
That's
I
a
feel bad.
smart. Marcus is smart right there.
Yeah, I feel
That's
bad though. I should have offered it to Marcus, but
yeah, that's true. That's true. You could have directly given to, but it's good for
yeah.
you to have your 80 relationship.
Yeah.
Yours was a sapphire sandwich, right?
Yes. Sapphire sandwich.
Nice.
Yeah, Hey, Keith Davis is here. Hello, hello. Bruno's wearing the $39 Swiss Army quartz diver. Cool. Very cool. Kevin Hawthorne, good to see you from Lakin, Florida. How's the weather? Weather's pretty nice here in Toronto area. How about you guys?
We had a snowstorm on Tuesday, but it's kind of melting, so
Wow.
it's okay.
Yeah. Me in high def looks infinitely valuable. There you go.
I don't
Yeah.
I don't want to know what the weather is by Bobby. I'd prefer not to know.
Are you still?
Well, I'm in Atlanta right now, so it's
Oh, there you go.
60, 55, 60.
Uh,
And down south it's warmer. But again, I'm also missing it too, Keith, right now. Same as you.
yeah.
Amin is here as well. Good to see you.
If Marcus is still on the chat, does he have 2 Omegas now? Does he still have the Tritone?
Yes. I mean, I shouldn't answer for him. I don't know what happened.
I'm waiting for that. You still got the Milgauss? I'm waiting for that review.
Yeah.
Curious to see
Coming
what you're
soon.
going to say about it.
Coming soon. It's one of my favorite Rolexes, so I mean, I can't really dog on it, or is that what the kids say nowadays? Bag on it, dog on it. I have a coworker who's like in his 20s, so like early 20s, 22, and he talks some really strange slang language, like really strange stuff. And I'm always looking at him like with a deer in the headlights look, and then he has to explain what he just said. Man, it's like, what did he say the other day? It was like he was asking me about driving a manual transmission car, and then he was like, "Okay, so how do I start the whip?" I was like, "Start the what?"
Oh yeah. I don't know where that is from. I've heard people say whip before, and I don't know where people got it from. I'm guessing it's from a movie or something. Bobby would know if it is, but
Is it? I don't know.
You never heard of that slang before. Whip, yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
He was like, "Oh, what was the other thing?" He was like, he asked me if I was gonna skip Fridays, and then I said, "No, of course not." And he said, "Of course not." And I said, "No, I never skip." And then, because it's a long weekend for us, I don't know if it's a long weekend for you guys, but then he said, "No cap, man." And I said,
that's common.
What's cap? So apparently that's don't lie or something. And then I said, "Yeah, I don't lie either." But anyway, sorry, way off topic. Dan saying okay boomer here. Yeah, there you go. Okay millennial, I guess is the next one. So yeah, reason I'm still wearing my coat is I was out fixing a computer at our church which broke down. Okay, so for tonight I was planning on talking a bit about the weird phenomenon that is the state of the collection. So we're kind of past the state of the collection season. I usually do one in February because people ask about it. But I wanted to ask you guys and you guys in the chat if you enjoy watching state of the collections, and if so, how come? The reason that triggered the gears in my head was because I was watching a good video by Pete McConville. He was talking about some polls he had done over the past few months, and one of them was about a collection, and if we care about if a personality, a celebrity or something, what they have in their watch collection. So I was thinking, no, I really don't care. But then there was an option about YouTube personalities and YouTube what do you call it, influencer, I guess. And quite a few people answered that they do kind of care about YouTube influencers. I think it was like 11% of people voted that they wanted to know what the collection was like. So yeah, I was wondering, Keith, Do you care about state of the collections?
Yeah, I enjoy them.
Yeah.
It just tells you something about that person. For one, it's just kind of interesting. Like, there's thousands of watches to choose from. What watches did this person choose and why? Hopefully, they do some kind of explanation, and it's not just here's an Explorer and here's whatever.
Right.
But yeah, this tells you where someone's coming from. Like if you ever, I'm not too active in watch groups, but if I'm talking to someone I don't know as well, it's like, can I just see a picture of your state of collection so I know, like, is the Seiko you're wearing your one affordable and you have a bunch of high ends? Is that the highest end that you have? Do you have 10 Seikos because you love the brand so much? And just, it gives you some base point of where this person's coming from. So especially if I know the person or I'm a fan of the person or whatever, I always watch the state of collection videos.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Especially if you're trying to figure out why a person would choose the watch that they chose. Do you think you do that because you're trying to apply that watch to yourself in some way, or is it more of just getting to know your friend kind of
Yeah, I
thing?
think this is getting to know the person. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's very interesting. Bobby, do you get into state of the collections?
I did more before, not now. I think I do like seeing people that I know or kind of like how they evolved from a past couple of years ago to what they are now, how they've changed their tastes. Like Keith was saying, their tastes have evolved. I don't like state of collections which have the same types of watches.
Right.
Like if
Oh
there's like
yeah.
5 Rolexes, I'm like, okay, man, like really, I can go to the 80 there and just see the same models there. But like if there's something that there's some variety, or if there's like like 2 Rolexes, 2 Tudors, 2 Omegas, or something that has variety,
Hmm.
that kind of gives me a good, how do you say, entertainment value.
Hmm.
And I do like what Keith was saying, the stories behind it more than the watch itself, I think. Um, because I think that's what watch collecting is about, right? Why you bought it, the how you got it, the hunt for it, and then how it has meaning to you. And and I like when people say how often they wear that watch. It kind
Right.
of tells me, okay, so this person probably has 3 watches which are really, but usually goes to like a Dox or a Seiko that he wears daily. I feel like, okay, that seems, like he likes to, when he goes out or something like that, he wears another watch, and he wears this as a beater watch. I do believe in the mean term beater watch or daily
Right.
watch. I think that I think the stories behind it, and then I do like a good video editing of how the CD collection is, because some people just throw it all on desk and it's just like low quality, but some of the state of the collection videos are really well, feels like a action movie type of, opens a drawer, or opens a watch box or something like that, and then
Right.
it cuts off, and music, all that stuff. So I
You
do
did
like
that,
that.
right? I remember you did one of those.
I didn't know, mine was old. Like mine was just a drawer thing. I like the ones with the video, high end videography, 4K, all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and I do like watches with case backs too. Like, so showing the movement as well a little bit. I think that's another one that kind
Yeah.
of intrigues me as well, both the front and the back when they go through
Mhm.
each collection.
Right. I'm into
Um,
that recently. The
the,
state of the case backs or
the
something.
standard, and I'm just gonna name one YouTuber, and you'll love this YouTuber, Sanjay. You're
You're
terrific.
terrific.
Yeah, he does a
So
good one every
the,
year.
the
Yeah.
way he does it every year, he just shows the watch box, and then in between, I believe a couple of years ago, he said "rest in peace" or
Yeah.
in loving memory of, and then the music starts showing about the watches that left the collection. So those are the ones that I really like, is a high end, and I like it short too,
Okay.
not more than 15 minutes or 10 minutes, because everybody's attention span has gone shorter these
Yeah.
days.
Yeah, it has. Okay, that's really interesting too. So,
Yeah, the one thing with YouTuber watch collection though is like how much is it for show? How much is this going to be flipped 2 months from now? And how much did they get for free? How much did they buy because they got some kind of discount so you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt with some people. Not you're terrific, but maybe others. But yeah,
yeah,
That's true.
anyways.
That's a very good point, Keith. I think that's how much is influenced their
Yeah.
their opinion of the brand and all that. Again, that's another subject altogether. Um, but sometimes you'll see, and you'll see the way they talk about the watch as well.
Hmm.
It changes tones when they talk about something emotional or something sentimental or something that they really do like, versus something that's really like sponsored content. They'll say
Right.
have a fake enthusiasm or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've gotten to the point where I can detect that.
So Sanjay, you
But
don't watch Data Collection? Oh, sorry. What were you going to say, Bobby?
no, I was going to say, Sanjay, what prompted you to put the state of the collection like as a topic? Did you see something recently that made you feel like, okay, this is a worthy topic?
Well, a couple of things, because usually I do my state of collection in February, the yearly one that I do. So that's coming up soon. And I also saw that video by Pete, Not So Obvious
Oh, yeah.
Watches, Pete McConville, sorry. He did like the surveys, and he was talking about whether people care about personalities and what watches they own in their collection. And so that's kind of what really got me thinking about it. Because to answer your question, Keith, I don't tend to watch state of the collections. Um, I don't really understand them. So um, I kind of get it a bit more now, and now it's making me want to go back and watch it, because hearing your answer, Keith, and your answer, Bobby, because if I really want to get to know my friends a bit more, I
Mhm.
should be watching their state of the collections, right? And yeah, so normally I unless if it's a really close friend, I kind of just blow by the state of the collection videos.
And that's a very good point you just mentioned. I don't watch people who I don't know about. I don't watch
Right.
random state of. I don't like, hey, that's a state of collection comes out. It's not
Yeah.
a trigger word that I look at all of them. But the people who I know, like you said, I think it's worthy just to see how they evolved or how they're changing.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm kind of wanting to go back and see a few more state of the collections now. Um, don't think I saw Bobby Leggs's one. Um, I know I saw Amon's one.
I saw Amin's one too. I
Yeah.
like that one.
So
Yeah,
now I want
this
to
is
go
really
back
good.
and see Bobby Leggs's one. I know his collection has changed significantly since December, but I want to go back and see what he said about his watches, and I'm sure there's a bunch of people I'm forgetting right now. And there are the others who don't do one, right? Like Teddy Baldessar doesn't do a state of the collection. That would be interesting to see, like just to see his thought process behind why he has the watches he has, right?
Yeah, I don't think he has many watches because he doesn't have to buy any because he's always has a watch in for review or to sell or whatever he's doing with the watch. So I don't think he really buys many watches. But
Right.
yeah, even if it's just like 3 watches, like, well, I'd watch it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna have to review
But
some state of the collections.
I mean, how do you say it? And I think Keith is probably in the same boat. I feel like I don't get influenced by whatever anybody collects. I think I'm at that point where I know what I like, and I'm going to get what I like. But Keith, have you ever, or Sanjay, have you ever felt like that you avoid these videos just because you're like, oh, I want that, or it's like FOMO or something like that?
Hmm.
I think I avoid watch videos sometimes for that, just
Sure.
general watch videos. I feel like I need to watch something else so I don't feel, so I can get over wanting to buy a watch or whatever. But
Yeah.
not just state of the collection
Okay.
videos.
I see
Uh,
that point. Yeah.
Well, I think I was watching Darkstar. He had a comment in the chat. I don't know where it is.
Oh, Pete's here. Whoa. I just saw his name flash by.
Oh,
Oh,
Darkstar said,
yeah.
"State of the collection makes me want to buy more, since they have more watches than I do, and I don't feel guilty about buying another one."
There it is.
Yeah, I guess I could justify. Well, I have such a modest collection compared to this person. I could definitely, get another watch or two, and it's no big deal.
Yeah.
I think somebody told me this a long time ago, which kind of makes you feel more cemented in your ground. Is there's always going to be a collector who collects more watches than you, who's going to collect bigger brands, not bigger means like more expensive brands and all that stuff. So you should know your lane because you shouldn't strive. You know what I mean? Like I think saying that out loud makes you feel more comfortable in your
Yeah.
skin, because there's always going to be somebody who's going to collect faster, more frequently,
Mhm.
more higher end stuff. So always like that's their whatever they're doing shouldn't influence us. But again, in the beginning, I was influenced like years ago, but now all and again, that's through personal trials and experiences. Experiences, I guess, would be a trigger word for the audience.
Yeah, I feel like I'm still very easily influenced. Maybe not as much as I was back in the day, a few years ago, but I think I more remember like the good watches that I have owned, and when I see those, I feel like, oh, I wish I could go back in time and wear that watch again, right? So I guess the solution is to not sell, not keep turning over my collection, but um, yeah. So that does happen. Like recently, Kevin S sent me a picture of the Seiko Alpinist, but the recreation of the original Seiko Alpinist, and I almost threw my phone onto the ground when I saw the link, and it was going for a good price, and I was like, oh, I want the watch back.
Yeah.
So I guess subconsciously, maybe that's why I don't look at state of the collections, because I'll see the watches that I used to own and want to buy them back. I don't know. So in that way, I am easily influenced.
I do notice a lot of people who have smaller collections, meaning like 5 watches or less, I guess. Let's just arbitrarily putting 5 as a number. Their
Yeah.
turnover rate is higher though,
Right.
because it's so hard to put a watch collection in 5. My watch collection is bigger. It's probably 13, 16 maybe total. Like
Yeah.
it won't go beyond 16, but I just feel like the smaller number you are, the harder it is to contain all the watches out there within those 5. But
Right.
Well, I've actually been in a bit of a consolidation phase. So I only have 4 watches, like in my core collection, not counting G-Shocks. I don't tend to count like the smaller watches that I have as well.
But that's a good example right here.
Yeah.
Then you essentially like the putting it within 4. Is there a reason why you keep it in 4, or that's another good question to ask for your own state of collection is
Right.
why do you keep it at 4 or 5 or whatever number you have?
Yeah.
When you're thinking about state of collection or your core collection, why is it 5 or why is it 4 or why is it 3?
Right.
Something I don't. That's a personal question that it's hard to answer, but sometimes some people just say 5 is a number, or 4 is a number.
Yeah. Well, my number is normally 5. That's the number I like. Well, yeah, I don't know exactly why, but and I'm saving that 5th one for the Pelagos, right? But then I feel like as soon as I get that, I'm gonna be dive watch heavy. Like I'll have the Legend Diver, I'll have the Planet Ocean, I'll have the Pelagos. And I'm like, oh, I know I'm gonna dig myself into a hole there. So
But that's my question: is why are you concerned about not being like, if it is diver heavy, it's diver heavy. Like
yeah,
it's
yeah. But I'm not. The thing is, I don't consider myself a dive watch guy.
okay.
But
That's okay.
But if you like them,
yeah,
Yeah.
if I like them, I
then
like
you
them.
like them. Yeah.
But I'm more of a dress watch guy. But I guess I could say the Legend Diver is 36 mil, and it is essentially a dressy super dressy dive watch, especially on the black alligator that I have it on.
But
So
here's a fun thing though, Sanjay. Like I thought I was a dive watch guy. Like I used to collect the Submariner, whatever, the Black Bay, the Omega, Seamaster, all that stuff. Currently, now I realize I only have one dive watch, and so even though I felt like I felt like because a lot of people, I guess majority of the people in the media, I guess, are dive watch, right? Everything is dive watch,
Mhm.
dive watch here, dive watch there. But then I realized I would never go swimming with a a Blanc Pond or a Rolex Submariner. I would probably take a Seiko or a Doxa. So I just
Right.
realized one dive watch is probably more than enough, even though I do like the aesthetics of a good dive watch.
Yeah. Yeah. A couple of answers here from the chat. Kevin S says he likes watching State of the Collection videos when a guy says this is a grail watch or keeper for life, and then they get rid of it in a month.
Yep. That's
I'm
attributing to life experiences right there, Sanjay.
I am guilty of that.
Well, Sanjay, no, you no longer use the terms keeper or grail, so
No.
I think you're excused from that one.
Yeah.
I think the last time I did was for the Speedmaster. When I got just
that's right.
rebought it for the 4th time.
Mhm.
When I remember putting a picture up on Instagram saying, "I'm never selling this again." That was last year.
But did you really believe that?
I did believe that.
Oh, okay.
I did believe that. So fate is cruel. That's not fate, but anyway. Watching other State of the Collection videos reminds me that I'm not the only insane person, says Canadian Watch Monkey. That's true. That's a good one. James Duffy saying, I like watching SOTC videos to establish their baseline before the collection changes in the coming year. And Marcus likes State of the Collections as well. Lets me know what will be available. At my AD in 3 months. I just walked right into that one.
It's like a Phillips auction brochure right there.
Yeah. That's a good one. And Pete here says, I like SOTCs for other YouTubers because it helps me understand them and therefore the context of their opinions. That's about it. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that for you, Pete. I'm honestly terrified of Pete watching my State of the Collection or something because I'm so unstable. And Pete there's just like a wisdom there that's kind of scary, for me personally. So yeah. Kevin says, I like Sanjay's STC videos, so I know which watches he should buy too. SOTCs are kind of like finding out what your favorite chef likes to eat. Oh, that's an interesting analogy. Sympathy for the bezel. Bruno, I'll only watch an SOTC video if they mention their address and where they will be on when they will be on vacation. Yeah. Yeah. Are there any personalities who do like this internet flex, like a State of the Collection flex? I feel like that's a silly question because I'm sure there are.
I'm sure many of them do it subconsciously, just
Yeah.
even if they're trying not to. It still can be seen as a flex.
That's true.
I would agree. I would probably think and I think like I haven't done a lot of Instagram for the last 6 months, I think, just because I think it's getting to a point where I'm seeing the same stuff. And so I just feel like it's a lot of flexing going on and not that much. So I just kind of restrict myself to the people I know and, try to limit my exposure.
Yeah.
To non-people, non, I shouldn't say watch enthusiasts, but like people who like to show off stuff.
If you watch I tend not to do this, but if you watch random state of collection videos, they all look the same. They all have like a Speedy and a Sub and like, an Aquaterra and
The icons.
yeah, there's a lot with icons only, and
Right.
that's really boring.
Yeah.
That's another one. Yeah, you're right, Keith. I shouldn't have just said one brand or one this thing. It should have been the common notes of, I was collecting a dive watch. I was collecting this watch. This is my dress watch, and this is my dive watch. Or I was collecting this until I got a Rolex. I'm like, okay, man, right, great, good job.
That reminded me of the Kevin O'Leary, Teddy Baldassar video where the game is always to get, like a certain category of watch, and then you have to rate the collection at the end. And they're both garbage. Like I was looking at the last video, and I didn't like either collection. There's just it's probably just me, but I don't know. Because there's no story. Yeah, so I get what you're saying now, Keith and Bobby, because there's no story behind those collections they just picked out, and you're basically doing top trumps with a couple of watches, which is not too interesting. Couple of more comments here. Joan O'Driscoll says, after I bought an Ocean One 39, I don't even want a Rolex. Ocean One. Not familiar. Steinhardt Ocean One?
I'm not sure what that Ocean One is.
Well, that's a good solution, I suppose. I'm hoping it's not an homage or copy.
I'm not going to say unless I know what it is.
Yeah. YouTube fell in love with the Merlin furry thing for Lamar. I didn't never forget. That's Paul.
You notice stuff like this isn't state of the collection related, but like that microbrand Maine, Maen, I think that's how you say it. The only time they show up is if they're being paid to promote them. You never just randomly see someone, a YouTuber talking about them because they like the brand. There's a lot of those type of brands out there.
But I feel like that's a lot of micro brands.
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
Vast majority.
Yeah.
I know like Fears pops up often in my Instagram feed because it's just well loved by collectors. But then there's a bunch that just show up because they're sponsored posts. Yeah, we're in a smaller bubble, I suppose. There could be enthusiasts in a different bubble who only see micro brands and stuff like that. Kevin S. Sanjay was prompted to think about the SOTC because he decimated his entire collection by trading in the SPG.
I would agree with that, Kevin.
No, I decimated my collection just in general, not just by trading the SPGY 003. I feel like my collection was overhauled from
you took the foundation. You just took off the foundation, just threw it off.
Yeah.
Put a new foundation in.
Yeah. I'm untethered, or like,
yes.
Like if we were on Apollo 11, 13, and I was spacewalking, I just
there's no radio communication with Houston anymore.
It's over. I'm flying. I'm free. Let's see. Nader,
you know the song "Ground Control" to Major Tom? No,
I have heard it. Yes.
Okay, that's what reminds me of when you got rid of the SPG 003. Yeah. We have no control. We have no communication with you anymore. I feel like you're in love with this new one, so I'm gonna just see how it goes like, the next
Yeah.
couple months.
Yeah. I feel like there's a bit more security for me too. Like, I think a very small part of me was nervous about the warranty expiring on the SPG. Very small, but it was there. The warranty was coming to an end, and I was thinking, man, it's a hand wound spring drive. It's gonna have to go to Japan, if something happens, which probably wouldn't for decades, but if something happened. When this one is just a manual wound, normal manual wound Grand Seiko movement at 9S64, I can just take it to my local watchmaker who's 85 and is probably not going to be here for much longer. But God forbid, he's here. I hope he's here for many, many years. But
well, our friend Mr. Casio, he has a Grand Seiko spring drive. I think he has to send it back again. He already sent it once within the last year. So it could happen.
Yeah.
Could happen.
So, I mean, there's a sliver of doubt in there as that warranty was expiring. Mostly, though, was because I detached myself from it when I was trying to get that precious metal Grand Seiko.
So, like some people, some of the slogan was at Patek, like you're just holding it for the next generation. Like for you, it's you're holding it until the warranty expires.
Yeah. I'd like to say that's what I do, but that's not what I do. Hold it until the review comes out.
Yeah.
Karan, another very generous super chat. Thank you, sir. I don't deserve that, but I appreciate you. Let's see. Sympathy for the bezel saying Dubai Expat Guy flexes too much. I'm not familiar with him.
Yeah, don't know. But
let's see. Funny comments here. Chaz says I only flex when I show off my abs. The Canadian Watch Monkey says I try to keep my watches around 500 to 1,000. Only a few pieces over 3,000 for me. It's all about getting amazing deals. Like my blue Back Bay 58 for 2,000. Whoa, $2,000. Cool. Congrats on that deal. That's a good one. Bruno, I once cut myself on one of my watch bracelets. Decided to make a stay of the infection. Oh, man. I appreciated that one. Okay, so that Ocean One is homage, I'm guessing. Or copy.
It's all the way around, yeah, Kevin. Yeah.
Joan, if you're still here, don't settle for just the Steinhardt. I mean, I know you'll maybe you love it, and maybe I'm giving you really bad advice because I'm making you rethink getting the $1,000 watch over the $10,000 watch. But you know what? Maybe I should just
just let it be.
Yeah,
just let it be.
I don't want to make you go into bad financial decisions, but
yeah,
keep saving though. Don't throw away the Submariner love. Keep saving. Maybe in 5 years, Okay. All right. Well, Keith, you mentioned you had a question you'd like to chat about.
Yeah, I think we have time. It's a weird question. I'll warn you. But let's say you were
Marcus is commenting. I didn't mean to do that, Marcus.
No, actually, that actually goes with my question.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's say you were given some bad news. Okay.
Right.
Your doctor has told you have 2 years to live.
Now this is officially sticking to doctor. Keep going, Keith.
You're given a terminal diagnosis. You about have 2 years to live.
Okay.
So 3 things. How is that going to change the time you spend in the watch hobby? What are you going to do with the watches that you have? And are you going to make, what kind of purchases will you make, if any, after getting this news?
Ooh. Okay.
First, go ahead.
Do you want to answer first, or
Well, first I told my wife I was thinking about this question, and she's like, "Oh yeah, what would you do with your watches? Like, what that's a good question." And she's like, "Oh, would you give it away to people?" I'm like, "Oh, that'd be a good idea to give your watch away to someone, maybe someone that's important to you. But are you going to give it to someone who's doesn't care about watches and then like is forced to keep your watch, or can you give it to like a watch friend that you know that might enjoy it, but then flip it in 4 months?" So I figured for that aspect of it, there's no good answer for it.
No.
Maybe my wife would want to wear one of my watches.
Yeah. Well, I know my kids probably would want one of my watches, but so what were the 3 questions again?
Oh, how much time, or how would it change the time you spend in the around the watch hobby, and what purchases would you make, if any?
Okay. So for me, I like to think that I kind of do live thinking like
Oh, okay.
I'm not too far from leaving, right? I like to live life like that. So I don't think it would change my time on the watch hobby. It might even increase it. Like
Oh,
spending time with you guys, right?
okay.
Because I feel like I might be leaving work and I'd have more time to spend chatting with you all. So I feel like my time in the watch community uh, would increase rather than decrease. Um, Bobby, do you want to field that question?
I think first, I would get a second opinion
Yeah, of course.
to make sure. I mean, 2 years.
Let's say you already got the second opinion.
Yeah. Second, I think it wouldn't change my. Well, let me rephrase. I would definitely think that I would not want to put the burden of like this watch collecting to my son. I would probably just keep all the Snoopies and liquidate everything else. Probably put it into better financial planning for my family. That would be the realistic thing. And whatever surplus I have, I wouldn't collect any more watches. I would probably go traveling, enjoying everything this world has, and traveling with family maybe or something like that, and having a couple watches on with me, probably the Snoopies. It's going around the world with it, and enjoying the time, and so that the family knows the watches I have, and it'll be as a heirloom probably. And no further watch buying, because again, unless somebody in the family is really really interested in it, watches out, and at this point nobody is. Keith. So
Right.
I think at this point I don't want to put that burden, like you said, onto somebody else, but at least probably keep 3 watches, the 3 Snoopies, as a reminder, or
Yeah, that's a good idea.
How
Yeah, I
about you,
think
Keith?
the time spent, I guess part of what the question is getting at is if you're going to change your time spent in the watch hobby, and I don't mean talking with friends that you made in the watch hobby, more like researching watches or watching YouTube videos about watches. Like, I guess if your time would change with that, then it should change now anyways. Although, sometimes I'll be like watching the 6th review of the same watch by a different person. It's like, what am I doing with my life?
But
So
I
that's the
think,
kind of stuff.
see, I think that you probably be, even though wouldn't be buying more watches, I'd probably be watching more videos or
Oh, you
stuff that
think?
makes me more happy, and
Okay.
not reflecting on my own mortality, or whatever my prognosis is. I think having whatever entertains me, it makes me happy. And if it's watches, then I probably watch more of it along with family time.
Okay.
I think it's just going deep into whatever makes us happy.
I guess if you're one of those people who want an in a Rolex AD, you could bring in your medical paperwork and be like, here's what's going on. Can I get the allocation? Like, is this proof enough that I'm on borrowed time here? I mean, I guess we're all on borrowed time in some way or another, but
We are. Okay. Second question was, what would I do with the existing watches? Is that
yeah, that was one of them.
okay?
What would you do with their watches?
Oh, I think I kind of answered. I probably save a couple of the cheaper ones for
Okay.
more affordable ones for the kids.
Okay.
I may even like I just got the SPGW 295. I may sell that, like assuming I could get a good deal on it. I'm sure if I went to my AD and said, "Hey, I'm gonna die in 2 years," he'd give me a better deal. So because I'm expecting to take a bath on that. That's if I were to try to sell it now, but and I would split it into 3 watches that I really love, and probably spend time trying to think about what, or 4 watches. I've got 4 kids, so split that SPGW 295 into 4 watches that I really love and that could tell somewhat of a story. I'd also probably record a video to go with it so that they'd have that watch in the video, about that watch for them, that they can look at whenever they want to, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably what I'd do, and then I'd sell the rest.
Okay.
And yeah, I already have like, yeah, the reason why I say I do kind of live like, I could go at any moment is I have like a extensive notes about even all these games here, some of which are quite valuable,
Oh yeah.
about how my wife could sell them, and what
Wait. Okay, so you have notes on how to sell them,
yeah,
like the
like who
expected
to go
market
to.
value or something or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Oh wow.
I
Okay.
I've said like, hey, if something does happen to me, don't just take all of these into one place. They're gonna
Yeah.
steal. Because I've said
So
every game has a reason, every watch has a reason, and they're
Mhm.
quite valuable.
so I did tell my wife, which is a bad thing and a good thing. She doesn't like watches. The only thing and again, this is funny because I'm not a big Rolex fan. She likes Rolex for
Right.
some
Okay.
reason. But I said, if something happens, just look at the watches and go to Chrono 24. So
Yeah.
she knows the Chrono 24 website.
Right.
So just look at the boxes are there, but you know these 3
Yeah.
will keep. So I did say that, but at least that much.
That's a good idea, actually.
Luckily, I
But
don't have much worth anything.
that's
Makes
not
it
true. You
easy.
got that Ming.
Makes it easy on my wife.
Yeah. Third question.
I think you kind of answered it. It was what would you do with your watches?
See, Keith, I think the thing is, for me at least, is I would watch the Sanjay Engineer Wannabe live stream from Bali. That'd be a nice, use the watches, sell it, and then go traveling and watch, entertainment from the remote or Sri Lanka or wherever, for the 2 years. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you answered them all, Sanjay.
Okay. Yeah. That was a really good question. That was a fun question.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like throwing the curveballs every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was deep.
Not a little more than what's your favorite diver under $1,000?
Right.
The normal questions people
But
answer
that's
on
the thing
these.
that people don't talk about, right? Is watches last more than you, right? Like usually.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But we actually don't plan for it, right? Like, I'm not saying not to plan for it. I'm just trying to say it's something to consider.
Mm-hmm.
Some good comments here, Bruno. I'd sell my watches and migrate only to 2-year warranty.
That's a good answer. Good answer right there.
That's a really good one. Paul here seeing Ferrari, Grubel 4C, and a very poor decisions. Well, some somber ones too. Current here. Sorry to hear that, sir. Oh wait. I'm guessing that's not your dad, actually.
Somebody's skimming.
Okay, yeah, someone's
Stop
probably trying
story.
to get.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Whew.
Those are the people coming
Man,
into us.
that was hard to read.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hope all your family members, everyone in the chat, they're all doing okay. Dipsing, my SPGA 111 is 9 years old. Spring drive is ticking away fine. That's not ticking. Get out of here. Yeah. Let's see. Sympathy for the bezel saying take more vacations instead of wasting money on more watches. I won't be taking with me. To note in my will that my watches I do have will go to my kids. Yeah. Let's see. James saying I would sell my watches to help pay for my service and arrangements, but insist my eulogy contain at least one. That's a good one. Man, the stuff you don't think about. I haven't really thought about funerals. I probably should put some thought into that. Let's see. Chaz saying he would sell them all unless one of my kids just wanted one. Yeah. Kevin is saying Bobby would take the diagnosis and get a sky dweller.
Yeah, I'll probably get one just to look at death in the face, you know.
Darkstar saying it's getting really deep. Can you imagine if someone just logged in? Yeah, that's true.
Don't forget to log in next week for funeral watches.
Yes. What are you gonna wear? Oh boy. Paul saying I'd sell it except my Explorer and travel with my daughter until I couldn't. Or horrible decisions after midnight.
I think, yeah. I mean, even though traveling, I said the same. Like traveling costs money and it's probably wasting money, but life experiences. I mean, the world. A lot of people live and die in the same corner of the world that they're born in, right? I think just traveling with family is probably, I would agree with Paul there completely.
Yeah. I probably, I don't really care about traveling.
True. I mean,
I'm happy. Like I traveled from Sri Lanka to here. I'm really happy that I am here. I don't see why I would travel. I also have a bit of a different worldview. Like, I believe, after I die, I'm going to heaven. So I'll do my traveling after that, go to every place instantly.
Oh yeah.
But the question I had for you is like, you haven't even traveled that much in Canada, right? Have you?
Not yet. No, I intend to. I intend to take the train, like the Via Rail, all the way. Yeah.
Nice.
It's
When
probably
they're older.
When the kids are older and my wife and I can just go for a couple of weeks. I think that's something I would like to do, but other than that, I don't really.
No sights to see in the U.S. No need to cross the border even. No, not really.
Yeah, not really.
The mouse in Florida is not calling you. Your kids are not Mickey Mouse yet.
No.
Okay, good. That's good. Good to know. Not like the 99% of people here. Like, God, there's Disney crazier. And
yeah.
Gosh.
It took me a while to figure out what the mouse was until.
Oh yeah. I mean, the corporate mouse. Yeah.
Yes.
It controls everything.
All about the money.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, and my 2 cents says, "What travel when you're dead?" Well, yeah. That's the thing, right? If I believe there's a heaven and I'm going there, heaven isn't just angels and harps and floating around. You're a real person, and you get to travel around. I would travel when I'm dead. Well, anyway, that's a different topic. I've been actually considering doing a second channel where I can talk a bit more freely about kind of like religion watches, stuff like that. But
compete with Pastor Tim. See if you can get the most subscribers.
Pastor Tim and I were chatting this week, so hopefully he'll be back on. Yeah.
I remember his Victorinox, right? He brought a Victorinox.
Yeah.
That was a nice watch. I still remember that one.
He has a couple new ones. I think he really likes his Christopher Ward now. I think he has a Sealander, or is it a Trident? But he's really enjoying that one. Yeah, guys, we've hit the hour.
I was gonna say, I saw a comment that this has turned dark and depressing. That's my brand. So that's what you get when you have me on.
No.
Yeah, that's Keith's niche right there. Dark horology right there.
Bruce and Keith would make a good Undertaker.
For horology after dark, that'd be the best one. Yeah.
Yeah. Keith opened up a can of worms. Thanks, Keith.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. My 2 cents is, man, you have a long time before you die. Enjoy your life.
Kevin, best watch. Sorry. Oh. I don't know if you saw Kevin's one.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I intend to spend all the time I can with my kids. I do that right now. I even have, like, in case my death is untimely, like sudden, I even have like a playlist of videos for them. Yeah, just so
like
they have
you
them.
Talking to the camera.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh
yeah. So in case a car hits me and I'm gone tomorrow, they have a bunch of stuff, stuff that I'm teaching them, like life and stories. I've done a bunch of stories. Okay, yeah. Now it's taking a deeper, darker turn. But I do encourage you guys to do that too, because
it's not a bad idea.
We're not guaranteed, right? We're not guaranteed tomorrow. I saw that comment.
That's Kevin. That cracked me up.
Yeah.
No rubber strap because acid vomit. So can't. Has to be steel or tough leather.
I haven't actually seen that movie.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
it's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since it's probably the one that scared me the most.
Really? Wow. I thought it was, maybe I'm thinking of like a parody movie, because I thought it was kind of funny looking, but I'm probably thinking of one of the parody movies that I've seen a preview of or something.
Yeah, The Exorcist is scary.
Yeah. Couple more comments here. Paul, Godfather trilogy with my 6-year-old. Oh. Brave man.
Have you watched The Godfather yet?
No, I haven't. I've just been told not to by many people.
Yeah.
Like my old boss. Because I mentioned, like, after Bobby Legs and I talked about The Godfather and I haven't watched it. He said, don't watch it. So it doesn't look like it's a bad movie, but bad movie as in disturbing movie, I should say.
You should watch Top Gun.
Top Gun?
Yeah, Maverick. Yep.
Maverick. What's the other guy's name?
Oh, the first one, Goose.
Goose. I knew it. I call my youngest son Goose. So
it's on Netflix, the original one.
Okay.
So you should watch that first, and then the second one's it's even better.
Chaz with a great comment. Best to watch a chemo next week. Don't miss it.
I mean, there's so many topics now. You just open and Keith.
You're welcome for all the content ideas, Sanjay.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, you got to come up with more of this stuff. So, all right, guys. Torrin, good to see you. Very lively.
I don't know if lively is the word I'd use.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, remember, on that note, you are infinitely valuable. You matter a lot. You're not just a number. And yeah, I appreciate you and I care about you and you're precious. You're worth it. See you next week. Stay tuned for a Rolex review. Bye.
Oh yeah.
Good night, everyone.